All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil Dirt.
I'm just Jake.
All right, we're here with one heck of a bout. This has been about years in the making from the last time this happened, as we have the Texas Texecutioners playing the Ole Rollers. Texas has never beat Ole.
This may be the only team Texas has never beaten that they've actually played.
I think you're right. Yeah, there's Texas, of course, losing the champs last year. Great games. Off to a strong start this year. They've already beaten. This is their first game of this season, excuse me, but they did beat Denver, Atlanta, Philly, Naptown, and Terminal on the way to their role in the championship bout. Ole coming back after a year off from the WFTDA. They did play London. They beat London. They beat Jet City. They beat Dockyard, but it's not really. They didn't go to any of the tournaments.
Well, I was at that London bout, and that was a very close bout. It was execution versus team play. Now, Ole, very deep, very, very powerful bench of skaters. They don't go that deep, but the skaters they put out there are usually very strong. Tend to be one-on-one. The big things that hurt them against London were their muscle memory was not in the new rule set, so they spent a lot of time in the penalty box. And they went one-on-one a lot, and there's not a lot of jammers you can still afford to do that with. As good as the one-on-one blocking is from the skaters from Ole, when you have a super strong jammer, they can get through. And Texas have strong jammers.
It's true. You have a living and shooting John out there who's always amazing. You have, of course, Bloody Mary, a legend of WFTDA, and already with the star upon theirs out there for Texas. We'll quickly run through the rosters. Ole Rollers are Chica Chula, number 2, Sassy, 28, Blondin Bitchin, 2X, Scar to Death, 3, Lil Tonka, 31, Reanimator, 50, Blazing Invasion, 51, 50, Mad Medic, 52, Lindsay Loblo, 620, Ragin' Reg, 69, Killa Kelly, 7, Hockey Honey, 88, Geek Gwen, and number 9, Tannibal Lecter.
For the Texas Roller Girls Texecutioners, now 02 Shortcut, 03 Olivia Shootin' John, 108 Fifi Namanon, number 12 DeBella DeBall, number 1600 Barbara Ambush, number 19 Molotov Impaled, number 22 Polygon, number 27 Peace War, number 30 Bloody Mary, number 310 Notorious DIE, number 33 Loose Bandit, number 420 Stoner, number 5 Smarty Pants, number 55 Hoss the Boss, number 813 Bitter Cup, and number 989 Sarah Hypo.
All right, action has already started. Reanimator heading off to the sin bin along with Chica Chula here just less than 15 seconds in. Lindsay Loblo out there for Ole.
Lindsay Loblo, initial pass right now. Gets Tejas. Tejas starting first blood with lead jammer.
All right, Lindsay Loblo finally getting out. But Bloody Mary finding a hole in the second. Reanimator returned from the penalty box. I believe Chica Chula had gotten the penalty. Reanimator self-reported and was sent back onto the track. So I think Texas, one of the titans of roller derby, always has been, of course, where derby started its resurgence, as we all know. Ole came into the scene a few years later and just went on a tear until they won the Hydra. So this
and have until last year have been back to the championship bout each time.
Oh, huge hit by Hockey Honey on the
Tannibal
inside.
Lecter, number 9, jamming lead jammer right away.
55 out there. Hoss the Boss, also one of Texas's better jammers, getting held up by Hockey Honey and Geek Gwen at the front of the pack.
Quickly getting around the outside. Tannibal Lecter, 448 pass there.
Tannibal Lecter breathing down her neck, something that makes most people uncomfortable.
Tannibal Lecter up against the wall there. They're going to go ahead and trade points there on this one. Now, Tannibal Lecter stopped, forced to call it off, 3-1 on that. And the first time through, Tana Lecter got through no problem. And then the second time through, they locked down the wall. And that's something you're going to need to do with her, because if you give her an opening, she's getting through it. She has the skating ability and the power.
Tana Lecter, of course, a world champion speed skater, quad hockey player, all-around terrifying person on skates. Just amazing talent. And Ole can never be said enough how talented their team is. I believe Mad Medic out there right now with jamming.
And that's Olivia Shooten-John, lead jammer there for Tejas. Gets through the, looks like they're doing the diamond offense out there, or diamond defense out there.
Oh, nice big hole on the outside. Gets shut down by Reanimator and Blonde and Bitchin'.
All right, just picking off one at a time. Olivia Shooten-John, 4 points.
Mad Medic having a heck of a time at the back of the pack, knocked out by Phenomenon.
They're just putting all their money on defense. Ole not returning with the offense. They're Olivia Shooten-John pushing out 20 feet again. They have to let her go.
Another big 5-point pass for the Texecutioners.
That's a grand slam, 5 big points for Olivia.
Looks like Ole tried offense there for a second, but Texas was able to catch him right away.
Oh, good move by Olivia Shooten-John, stepping back from that hit from Blonde and Bitchin'. Reanimator, though, giving her all kinds of fits at the front of the pack. Killer Kelly comes in with a bit of a shoulder. And 5 more points for the Texecutioners.
Right, looking for an offensive look from Reanimator, number 31 on the inside. But Mad Medic is dropped back.
Reanimator going off on a cutting call on that. Olivia Shooten-John hit to the outside. She's got to cycle all the way back. Mad Medic having a hell of a time with Texas's walls. Oh.
Back block picked up by Olivia Shooten-John there. That's going to give Mad Medic a power jam with a few seconds left.
Still hasn't gotten out on her initial pass, so probably no points picked up on this one. Great defensive battle by Texas.
We got Sarah Heupel out there. We got Phenomenon out there, and that's a back block, I believe, on Reanimator, which will be her 3rd trip to the penalty box.
Oh, only 2. The first one she self-reported.
Oh, that's right,
so.
that's right.
All right, I have one shout out. Just so you know, here at the stadium, we are doing custom shout outs, but this one specifically, a shout out to Bernadette watching in Ohio. This is what you started. Berna is the founder of the Big O. ECRG loves you and misses you. That is all. All right.
I believe I reported Phenomenon out there in error on that last jam.
Oops. My mistake also. Looks like Scared to Death just checking in right now. It is a long drive down here from Ole, so.
Yeah, that traffic's crazy.
Scared to Death 2X will be here shortly. We also appear to have a robin and or sparrow in the building. I don't know, it's a bird. That's what I know. Lindsay Loblo out there. Lindsay Loblo, one of the first junior skaters to actually make the jump to adult leagues, originally with Tucson, transferred up to Ole a couple years ago.
There's a Tucson junior skater skating for Texas, too.
Very nice.
52 getting dropped to the outside, courtesy of the real Phenomenon.
Oh, yeah, not that fake one we were talking about last time.
Looks like Barbara Ambush in there with her.
Chica Chula heading off to the penalty box. That's her 2nd trip also. A lead jammer for Texas.
That's Olivia Shooten-John back from the penalty box. Texas defense just locking down on Ole's jammers. Ole not having the offense to respond to it.
Also, Ole responding with pretty much a 1-on-1, well, 3, 4-on-1 really. Big hits there by Geek Gwen and Reanimator. Geek Gwen with another big hit. Reanimator and Hockey Hunter standing up to her. But Lindsay Bloblo getting abused at the back of the pack there.
Smarty Pants and Barbara Ambush there. Nice little offensive attack from
Chica Chula coming out of the box and opening up a hole. Lindsay Loblo, though, not able to take advantage of it, and Livia shooting John with another 5 points.
Looks like Lindsay Loblo dropped it. Oh! Did you see the call there?
I did not. So a power jam for Texas to answer the power jam for Ole. Ole, though, not picking up anything on that.
Well, Texas can afford to go all D when their jammers out there. I don't see why they're not taking it. I don't know. I don't see why we're not playing offense under the 30-second set. But hey, Livia shooting John's comfortable with it. She's like, all right, I'll push through.
It seems to work for her. She picked up another point. Big 6 points, I think, picked up on that. So a lot of time left as Texas 35, Ole 7.
Well, we got Tana and Sassy out there now, out there at the front line for Ole. That should change the dynamic a little bit.
It should be a little. I have watched Tannibal and Sassy control entire packs individually for up to 9 jams in a row.
Surprised we weren't seeing more of them already. And look at, there we go. That's Bloody Mary, number 30 in there for the Tejas. They were trying to draw her back, but she remained in play, so quickly got out for lead jammer.
Lindsay Loblo out of the penalty box, gets hit out of bounds, has to come back in. I believe that's Sarah Heipel holding her and giving her fits, along with Bitter Cup.
This is a Texas third lead jam in a row, and it looks like a penalty for Sassy there.
And we've seen a star pass now. Tannibal Lecter wearing the star. Lindsay Loblo got tired of getting hit, but another 5 points picked up by Bloody Mary.
And Tannibal took a spill, stepped out of bounds during the spill, got back up while touching her foot out of bounds. That's a cut track penalty. Power jam Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary trying to work her way past Lindsay Loblo and Guy Gwen. Finally, they have to give up at 20 feet. Sugar Daddy, our head referee out there. Charmer, our front pack ref. If you'd like to know where the pack is, ask them.
Barbara Ambush there, pushing the speed of the pack a little bit. It's created a little momentum, but Ole locked down there on that.
Sarah Heifel coming in and opening up the pack. And Bloody Mary's going to call that off after getting through, picking up an additional 5 points. And Texas is coming out and opening up a Texas Kai's can of whoop-ass early in this, 56-7.
That was a 20-point jam there for Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary, the KG veteran for Texas.
I think they got I'm just saying, if the little offense could have given them 30. Just saying, a couple offensive hits there, peel off someone, get a trap. I don't know. It's number 55, Haas the Boss out there jamming. But
Tannibal Lecter out of the penalty box, hop, skip, and a jump, lead jammer.
Haas the Boss able to push 20 feet for her initial pass.
Tana takes the outside line, dances on her toe stops, ducks down, shoots through.
That was an illegal procedure, or sorry, a
low block.
Yeah, no, it was a misconduct. She jumped into the back there.
I didn't see the...
There was about 5 different things that could have been called.
Yeah, I believe Philip McCrevis called it correctly.
Yeah, it was misconduct, sorry. Misconduct for engaging off her skates. And meanwhile, 5 points for Tannibal Lecter.
Tannibal Lecter, the machine, coming back in. A Texas wall in front of her. Comes in, tries to knock her down. Only playing a little passive. Oh, psych, not so much passive. Hockey Honey and... Little Tonka coming in trying to open a death.
Trying to pick one off. Texas, great job staying in front on that, but Tannibal picked up 4 points there.
All right, Ole right back in this, 21-56. 35 points between these two teams. Do you think that's going to matter?
Not really, but one thing that will have to happen is someone's going to have to start getting penalties to really make it work out.
Definitely. We still have lots of time left, just under 20 minutes.
That was the first scoreless jam for Texas there, this whole bout so far.
Oh, wow. Now that's going to be different. We're in jam 6. A team timeout taken by Texas after that scoreless jam.
Interesting. I mean, they only have 3 for the bout.
That's
and
true.
They have the momentum. They have the initiative. They have a 36-point lead.
You know, Just Jake, here's a question, because you can use your official review for anything, right? So if you walk up and you go, hey, I think I still have 3 timeouts. I want to use that as my official review. Well, under the new rule set, you then get an additional official review because you were correct. You do still have 3 timeouts.
Well, I think it's. I think under the new rules, say it has to be because of official error.
I'll have to
and so if they came out and said we still have 3 timeouts, right? Right. But if it was an official error, you're not going to get that second one.
Yeah,
that's my
true.
understanding.
I think you're right on that one.
I know. Darn it.
Curses. My
Scared
master
to
plan.
death out there.
Yeah, scared to death first time with the star upon Mars. Up against Haas the boss.
All Texas D, all Ole D. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this all about long here.
Ole actually putting up a wall in the back. Big shoulder there by Blonde and Bitchin.
Well, you got 2 Rat City alumni, Killa Kelly and Reanimator in there. They know a thing or two about a thing.
And Blonde and
and
Bitchin. So you got 3.
It's been a while, though. She wasn't doing walls when she was with Rat City.
There were no such thing as walls when she was in Rat City. Oh.
Ooh, Smarty Pants draws the cut.
Oh, amazing. Scared to death by millimeters at the most. Great work by the official to catch that, though.
Smarty Pants read it and sold it. She was like right there, and yeah.
Big hit there by Raging Red. Killa Kelly digging in, putting a shoulder in, another shoulder in. Finally has to give up the ghost. Out of play, says Charmer, and 5 big points on the board for Texas.
Lots of cut tracks being picked up by Ole Jammers. Cut for 3 different power jams there. That's another 5 there for Hassa Boss.
Scared to death out of the box and breathing down her neck.
Someone did something.
So it was a whistle. I definitely heard a whistle.
Scared to death drawn to the back of the pack there. The Animator, that's her 3rd at least.
And we are 17 minutes and 50 some odd seconds left in the first. You get 7.
You get 7. Yeah, we got time.
Plenty of time, plenty of time.
Ooh, almost drew a cut there. Haas the Boss goes down, stays down.
Great.
Read the situation well.
Good work there by number 620, Raging Red.
3 more points for the Texecutioners.
Huge jam for the Texecutioners. Now they're at 69, Ole at 20.
I think we're going to see a lot more of this. Tannibal Lecter stepping up to the line there with the jammer helmet on.
I believe you're right. Sassy at the front of the pack with the pivot cap on.
And that's, I believe, OSJ, Olivia Shootin' jamming for Texas. Yep, that's her.
Yes, indeed. One heck of a jammer matchup. Big defense by Ole, big defense by Texas.
Nice triangle defense up front, Sassy.
Sassy holding her back.
Oh, great strength for Olivia Shootin' to push out there, and she makes the opening lead jammer for Texas.
But great work by Sassy to just let her toe stop up just a little bit here and there, keep moving forward, not get the clockwise block penalty.
And Ole switched to offense pretty quickly there to make that opening for Tana.
I think if they get, I believe they still do play USARs, and they are changing it back and forth. Oh, a late call on someone.
Legal procedure, yeah. I'm guessing a hit after the whistle on Tana.
Yeah, Tannibal Lecter going to go to the sin bin for a hit after the whistle. This is going to be a power jam for Texas. Not what Ole needs right now. Down 51 points, 16 minutes and change left.
Bloody Mary out there to capitalize. And Smarty Pants going in for a little bit of offense.
Good blocks there by Killa Kelly and Little Tonka. Waiting is Chikachula. Chikachula with an elbow, but lead jammer, Bloody Mary.
Spreads out the defense pretty quickly there.
Bloody Mary telling her what she wants.
She wanted a number 1, which is Smarty going from one side of the track to the other.
Little Tonka drawing and keeping her to a standstill. Chikachula now. Great bridging work by Ole right now. Oh, and a big hit by Chikachula. A big hit by Little Tonka. I believe she'll get the clockwise. Oh, my stars and garters! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
There's the clockwise block.
Now that I think maybe a 30 seconds worth keeping right there.
Hannibal Lecter take it to the outside, courtesy of Barbara Ambush. Cycled back along with Bloody Mary.
What a couple of hits there. Sure, they weren't quite legal, but sometimes you got to send a message.
It looks like Bloody Mary shrugged off a hit from shortcut there to get Hannibal Lecter got her initial pass. Kelly with the last second check on Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary takes 5 out of that. 7-2 lead jams for Texas. 5 more lead jams. Oli definitely looking at needing lead jammer a little bit and not giving up power jams.
And how, 7-2 you say? Yeah.
7-2.
Oli's going to have to get lead jammer, start controlling their penalties a little bit better.
Penalties, offense transition, it's happening, but it's not happening as quick and as tight as it needs to be.
Yes.
Oli's been scoreless for 3 jams now. I think Oli are figuring out their jammer to rotation right now. They're playing with a lot of different, they're pulling out all the tools in their tool belt.
Exactly. I think like the previous game we called, they're throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately for them and Oli's fan base, they are doing it early in this game. It's not taking a while. Their coach, Eric, fantastic tactician. One of the better coaches in roller derby, has coached a lot of other sports. Very, very smart and knows when to adjust, when to change things.
Texas just playing very tight, very smart, very fundamental derby. They're staying on the track. They're capitalizing out there. Their offense, the transition defense and offense is spot on. The only thing I see is just a little more offensive opportunities in the power jams, because I think the power jams they've been given, that score could be a lot higher.
I think you're right. There was the one they had 20 points, which is good. Nothing to sneeze at, but I think you're right. They could have had 30 if they would have had some offensive help.
Well, I'm pretty sure they had 10 of those points before the power jam even took place.
Shh, don't bring that part up.
That little detail.
Details. 30 seconds. Oh. I believe Chikachula is leaving the game.
It would have had to have been for that last hit on Bloody Mary. I mean, I'm guessing they're saying gross misconduct on that hit.
That must have been. All right, well, I can see that, I guess. So Suge Daddy says game is on. So Chikachula expelled from the game. Tossed out. She'll be at the after party early tonight, and she'll be doing laps tomorrow, would be my guess.
All right, is that Sarah Heupel? That's Sarah Heupel, lead jammer for Texecutioners.
Big hole on the inside. Oli walling up at the back as Lindsay Loblo tries to fight her way through the middle.
Not getting far. Fifi Namanon hold on to that center line there.
Great hit by Hockey Honey, knocks her out of bounds. Sarah Heupel cycles to the back. Lindsay Loblo socked to the inside there by Stoner, number 420. She's got to cycle back herself.
Sarah Heupel picking him off, but she got taken out by Scared to Death, who went out herself. Sarah Heupel already had Scared to Death points, so that's 5 on that pass.
No pass, no penalty. Finally, Lindsay Loblo finds open pass through the middle. Huge hit by Fifi Namanon on Scared to Death right there.
But no defense at all waiting for Sarah Heupel. They were spread out in the middle.
Wow, that hit by Fifi Namanon on Scared to Death knocked her out of bounds, distracted the wall that they were trying to set up.
Looks like get caught back up there on that. Lindsay Loblo going for another pass, but caught up against a tight, slow wall. Fifi Namanon holding everybody in place there.
Hockey Honey tries to knock her out of bounds. Little Tonka tries to knock her out, but can't do it. She holds the inside line. 5 big points for Sarah Heupel and Texecutioners.
That's 14 so far for Sarah Heupel.
Lindsay Loblo, I believe, on a scoring pass right now, so she will pick up some points for Oli, but is just getting abused out there right now. Fifi Namanon with another big hit on her.
I love it when jammers trust their blockers and push the run, and it pays off. And Sarah Heupel's doing that. It's another 5 there for her.
Huge jam for Sarah Heupel and the Texecutioners.
That's 19 points so far.
And coming in for another one, takes a hit there from number 620, Raging Red, and gets hit out, calls off the jam, another 2. 4 points finally on the board for Oli.
So that's 21 to 4, but that's 21 points with everyone out there. That was 5 the hard way a couple of times,
yes.
And that's bold play, that's strong play, that's play that requires a lot of conditioning, clearly.
Oli gonna have to do some adjustments here. Figure out what they're doing wrong. I know Eric, one of the first coaches in roller derby to understand clock management, does not like to take timeouts until the end of the game.
I'll tell you one thing I would do is Tanabelector every other Tanabelector lead jammer.
Yes, and there's Sassy, a one-woman showstopper. Reanimator out there, blonde and bitchin'. Finally, Olivia Shootin' makes it out of the pack.
First lead jam for Oli in 4 jams now.
Tanabelector calling off the jam. Was it in time? Yes, it was. 3-0 advantage Oli. I think that is only the second jam with Texas outscoring points. Why we're in just over 8.5 minutes and 97 points on the board for Texas.
Our trusty statistician, Just Mellons, confirms your guess there.
Ah, it's good to hear.
Tana should just keep that star on and go back to the bench. Yep, that's what she's doing.
Yeah, it seems that way. I think we'll know who'll be jamming every other jam from now on. Lindsay Loblo out there wearing the star right now for Oli.
And that is Bloody Mary attacking the outside. Now the middle.
Now the outside. Now the middle. Mad Medic, excuse me. Mad Medic slides to the inside after being stuck to the outside. Mad Medic, her first lead jam tonight.
I'm guessing that's the first time Oli got 2 in a row. I don't know about that.
We'll find out. I know Mad Medic was out there once before. Mad Medic gets hit to the inside.
Mad Medic calls it off 3-1 on that.
Advantage 2. You got a lot of time. You can do a little bit of nickel and dime stuff and still easily come back in this game.
Agreed. Especially with the quick jams like that.
I mean, you are still burning that 30 seconds off with every jam, but yeah, it's got to start changing. That's 2 lead jams in a row for Oli, couple point advantages for Oli in a row for the first time. So their first bout of the season, getting their sea leagues off, and if I remember Oli correctly, they are a little bit of a second half team.
They tend to be, that's the tradition. They're also taking on the number 2 team from last year, so that's diving in deep end. Sarah Heupel up against Crazy 4 here. Reanimator, Blonde and Bitchin', Sassy, and Killa Kelly. But she gets around. She separates and goes around the outside. Lead jammer.
Tanabelector trying to get through that Texas defense. Big hit there on Molotov Impale.
All right, let's see the transition defense here. Not quick enough.
Not quick enough at all. Sassy, oh, good hit there.
3 on that. She didn't get Sassy's point.
Sassy, just a great block there at the end.
They connected like right at the hips and went down, so the hips didn't pass.
Didn't get the hips, and the hips don't lie.
The hips don't lie. Transition defense. Now it's interesting. This is one of the things that Oli are having an issue with, because I think transition defense offense was a big thing last year. That was the first year that became a really impactful thing.
I believe you're right.
Looks like there's something they're catching up on. Olivia Shootin' muscling up through the middle there.
Great hits by Scared to Death. Hockey Honey, last one to beat. Out of play declared. Cutting the track on Hockey Honey. Big pile up for Texas in the back. And Lindsay Loblo able to free the pack.
All right, they got to establish their defense, but they left a hole open for Olivia Shootin' who gladly takes it 3-0 on that pass.
Gets hit out of bounds, calls off the jam immediately. Olivia Shootin' just an amazing work as a jammer.
She's been doing it a while.
Just a little bit. A lot of, one thing, just Jake, we have a lot of veterans out there on the floor right now. A lot of people who've been playing derby a very long time.
5, 7, 10 years plus.
It's true. And they're still out there doing a fantastic job, too.
Speaking of everything you just said, Bloody Mary jamming for Texas.
Oh, big hit there by Geek Gwen. Blondin Bitchin finally gets around lead jammer Bloody Mary. A hop, skip, and a jump by Tannibal Lecter to get out of the pack. Little bit of an apex jump to clear the last Texas blocker. Texas losing 2 to the sin bin. 2-3 pack advantage for Oli right now.
Number 420 Stoner, I think, got it out of play. I didn't see the Smarty Pants. Huge jump there. 4 points to 1, courtesy of number 9, Tannibal Lecter.
Man,
who's keeping the star on.
Just amazing play. I think they've glued it to her helmet at this point in time.
I think that's Sarah Heupel.
Looks like Mad Medic for Oli.
I think so.
That's the Casa Nostradanas from Olympia, Washington. There, I've said that, got that out of the way.
Brought it back.
105-30 for Texas, still with a big lead right now.
Great defense from Phenomenon and Polygon right now.
Good work by Hockey Hunting, knocking Sarah Heupel out of bounds and taking back, almost got the cut.
Beautiful offensive screen from Reanimator in the end at the same time that set up that opening for Mad Medic's lead jammer.
Hockey Honey again with a nice one. Oh, and Hockey Honey draws the cut.
No, it was overruled. Sarah Heupel was like, she was out of play. And I guess it was correct.
Reanimator coming out of nowhere. Why, if we were playing ice hockey, that would be a charging, perfectly legal in roller derby. Man, I love this sport.
Dude, the Reanimator Hockey Honey combo is pretty lethal.
That's true. Mad Medic still trying to get out. Lead jammer right now, but stuck in that Texas defense at the front of the pack. And that's going to be, yes, it is a back block. Comes in and just tags Hockey Honey right in the back.
Mad Medic, this is our 3rd lead jam in a row, which is why they keep an error. I was just about to say, as Sarah Heupel was coming up again, Olive having a hard time with their call-offs, not timing them well. However, if Mad Medic would have called that at the right time, Sarah Heupel wouldn't have drawn that penalty. So
that's true. So that's a 4-0 on that one. What Oli's got to keep doing. Just over 5 minutes left in the first. I noticed Oli came out with a game plan. That plan didn't work, but they've made adjustments. They've made a lot of adjustments. They just didn't work. They made some more adjustments, and now finally, I think they're playing a mix offense, defense at the same time. They're not trying to four-wall because that's not their game.
No.
They're sending 2 people to open, 2 people to contain the jammer, and that's working for them.
Well, yeah, they're sending people who can do the one-on-one defense out to do it, which is working well. It's not going to work every time.
No.
The jammer core of Texas is too strong and too quick-footed.
One of the best in the business entirely.
But it will neutralize them because they're going to put options out there. You know?
And also, so few teams actually send 2 people dedicated on offense anymore. I don't think other teams know how to react to that.
Like, what are you doing here? Leave us alone.
You see a lot of 3-1 where they'll do the 3-wall and then they'll have 1 person try and bust it up 2. That's crazy talk.
So we got 11 lead jams for Texas right now, 5 for Oli.
And I think a couple of those have been in the last few jams. Tannibal Lecter out to jam now on a power jam to start this off.
Phenomenon with the out-of-play penalty assessed and lead jam. That's Tannibal with a 4-2 and a 4-3 blocker advantage for Oli.
Oh, hugs
Swing and
that
a miss.
Outside line, 5 big points for Oli.
That was Barbara Ambush with the attempt to hit. No pack assessed, and there will probably be an out-of-play penalty called.
Yep, there it is.
Initial pass there for Sarah Heupel.
On Sassy. I would have personally given that to Geek Gwen, but that's from my point of view, which is drastically different from the referees.
And Tannibal calling it off before she scored any points. She had about half a lap in there, but looks like they're erring to the side of caution now.
I think she also saw that Texas defense was a little bit better set up than Oli's was.
Fair enough.
So just discretion, better part of valor. 48 points for Oli right now, Texas 105.
Bloody Mary out there jamming.
Against Mad Medic.
Texas with only 8 points in the last 7 jams right now, so Oli are doing something. You know, they're making the changes need to contain and stop the bleeding.
Scared to death out there, causing all kinds of hate and discontent on Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary finally pops through. Lead jammer for Texecutioners.
So here's Oli with the offense, trying to open it up.
See how they react as Bloody Mary approaches the pack. They do wall up in the front, but don't lay a finger on Bloody Mary, shooting through for 5 big points.
Well, Texas were able to pick up Kelly for that, and that just made the opening easy for Bloody Mary to get through.
Sassy out of the penalty box, going to try and put on some defense. In addition, Mad Medic still unable to get out of that Texas 4-wall at the back of the pack.
And Bloody Mary just picking off one at a time. Big shoulder check from
Sassy.
But all it did was send Bloody to the ground, but Sassy ran back.
Bloody Mary did not go out of bounds on that, so no cut to call. Gets right back up, right back at him. You're going to have to hit her a lot harder than that to knock her out of play. Hockey
Honey going for the offense now, leaving Scared to Death Sassy.
Oh, Bad Medic picks up the cut.
That was Fifi Nomenon drawing it, and they're going to let Bloody Mary do work now. Sassy and Hockey Honey drop Bloody Mary to the inside, get a position. Bloody Mary calls it with 4 points. Yeah.
Big jam for Bloody Mary, getting Texas back on the board. They hadn't done much recently, but now getting back into it. 48-119.
That was 14 points on that jam for Bloody Mary, and like our trusted statistician tells us, it was only 8 for the last 7 jams. So big little run there for Texas.
Good way to get out of that. Olivia Shootin' John putting the star on for the Texecutioners. Mad Medic looking on from the sin bin.
All right, defense set up in the front there. Olivia Shootin' John picking off one at a time.
Keith Gwen at the front along with Reanimator. Can't stop her. Olivia Shootin' John out lead jammer.
There's Mad Medic back into the fold, back into the 4-wall.
Looked like a huge hit from Geek Gwen. Geek Gwen, a new skater with Oli.
Around the outside, initial pass for Mad Medic.
Blonde and bitchin', knocking Olivia Shootin' John out of bounds, but she calls off the jam, picking up 4.
123-48. Got time for probably one more jam here.
Maybe 2 at the most if it's really quick.
It's got to be real quick, though. And the way everyone's playing defense.
I don't see it happening really quick. Let's scare her to death out there wearing the star for Oli.
She's on the outside. Now she's
on the
inside. Now she's on the outside.
Outside, middle.
4 track cuts for Oli jammers there.
Oh, Sarah Heupel out there jamming for the Texecutioners. Trying to get around Lindsay Low Blow. Now trying to get around Ragin' Reg. Ragin' Reg with another big chest bump. Lindsay Low Blow comes in to back up. Hockey Honey waiting for her.
Texas defense not messing around in there.
Oh.
Looks like Stoner drops her into the inside.
Oh, Hockey Honey draws the cut on Sarah Heupel. Just a little quick hip check. Makes her step out of bounds, takes a step back. Sarah Heupel steps in. Power jam Oli.
And Oli with the transition offense now. Opens up the lead jammer possibility for Scared to Death. Let's see how they capitalize on this as the period clock winds down with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hockey Honey with a bit of a whip there. Oh, and a back block called on Scared to Death.
Scared to Death taking her time going to the penalty box, which is not doing Oli any favors right there.
Sarah Heupel out of the sin bin. She had not been released when Scared to Death sat down, so she'll sit 28 seconds?
28.
29 maybe?
She'll be back before the end of the...
Yes, she should be back before the end of the jam, depending on where the pack is. She may even make it into the pack. Sarah Heupel still trying to make her way through right now on this pass. Scared to Death now out of the sin bin.
She's going faster back on the track than she went to the penalty box. That's good to see. Sarah Heupel gets around the outside, picking off one at a time for her initial pass.
Scared to Death is on a scoring pass already, but lost lead jammer.
Forearm for somebody.
Forearm for Scared to Death.
Will she get to the penalty box by the end of the jam?
No, nope. She will not. I believe a little disbelief on that one, but was simply just grinning and skating off to the box, so shouldn't pick up the extra 30 seconds. But again, no favors, and that will start Texas on a power jam at the start of the second period, and we're already 124-48.
Wow, big start for Texas here. I think you said it when you said only finding their sea legs here, and they finding their sea legs by diving in the deep end of the ocean.
It's
here.
true. Most teams when they have their first game of the season don't pick Texas as their initial.
I guess Gotham was busy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, Bad was doing something else this weekend apparently. So. Great bout so far. I think I see a lot of upside. Ole has figured some things out. They've started making some things better. Gonna have to control their penalties, though.
Control their penalties. Control the call-offs.
Yes.
When they get lead, control the call-offs, maximize your potential without giving anything up. Transition defense, offense need to be a little bit quicker, a little bit tighter.
Exactly.
And
Texas. I'm not seeing any big things they need to fix. They're having a fantastic game so far with 124.
The only thing it's in for Texas is they could have more points.
They could have more points. They could do a little more offensively, but with this kind of lead,
at least on the power jams, they have opportunities.
Really, I think the conservative defense that they're playing right now will hold them in good play with Ole unless Ole can figure it out.
I think so too.
So if I was Texas, keep going. Don't change anything.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll be back here in about 8 minutes. I'm Phil Dirt.
I'm Just Jake.
Awesome. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second period. Texas versus Ole. Texecutioners versus the La Costra Nostradanas. We got one heck of a bout so far. 124 for Texas, 48 to Ole. Looks like first half scorers, we've got Bloody Mary leading the way with 45 points. Olivia Shootin' 40. Tannibal Lecter with 32.
Bloody Mary with 45 points. Olivia Shootin' with 40 points.
Bloody Mary.
With 32 points.
Top lead jammer percentage, Bloody Mary and Olivia Shootin' both 4 out of 5 times. Each of them jammed 5 times, picked up lead jammer 4 times each. Amazing work. What do you think, Jake, we're going to have to see from Ole in this half to try and pull back Kut even? I know Ole traditionally thought of as a second half team, so...
Well, it's a second half team, but it's been a second half team with a lot of players we're not seeing right now.
That's true.
So that's going to be one thing. Here's what we need to see. We need to see lead jammer come up a lot more than is happening. It's too inconsistent. It's almost like 2-to-1 lead jammer for Texas. So they're going to have to start neutralizing that. We're going to need to see better transition offense and transition defense. They're coming together, but it's always a step and a half too late.
Exactly. I've seen a number of times, both Olivia Shootin' especially and Bloody Mary, they see that one step happen, are able to blow through the defense before the defense can get set.
And the eternal goal for Ole, stay on the track.
Exactly. You cannot stop the opposing jammer or help your jammer if you're sitting in the sin bin.
Exactly. So we got Scared to Death starting there. So we got Power Jam starting off with Olivia Shootin' number 3, quickly attacking there, quickly getting lead jammer.
Blows around Reanimator, and Geek Gwen can't catch up to her. Coming around again for another pass. Looks like Texas going to play a little conservative. Big hit from Reanimator. Geek Gwen, another big hit.
There was Someone got a call somewhere. It was an elbow. Geek Gwen there.
Geek Gwen gonna, now it's a 4-on-2. It's an Uber jam. And here comes little Tonka.
And the over jam is over.
Olivia Shooting John flying around that track, trying to pick up as many points as possible. Little Tonka with a hip check.
Polygon went in for the offense there to give it a little speed there. A little more of that, Texas. It made a quick, much quicker scoring pass for Olivia Shooting John than the last one there.
Reanimator holding her up for quite a bit of time, scared to death now out of the penalty box. Still has to complete her initial pass though.
And the Texas defense is waiting for her. Nice, slow, steady defense there.
You know, Scared to Death must have gotten an extra penalty at the end there because she did get 1 minute in the box to start that off.
I wonder if it was a late report. I'm not sure. High block there, somebody.
Somebody's going to go sit down for that. And
That
it
is Olivia Shooting John. That's a power jam for Oli. And they've got to capitalize.
Oh, Scared to Death with a nice move, ducks to the inside, completes her initial pass. We've got 15 seconds left in this jam, so she should be able to complete one scoring pass. Well, barring Texas stopping her, of course. Great defensive work by Polygon.
Great offensive work from Reanimator opening up there. She opened up the last pass, too, so that 5 points and lead jammer, that's all the work of Reanimator. I mean, Scared to Death, too. But
right, of course. She did finally get around Bittercup. Bittercup, nice defense at the end there. But now we'll start another jam for Oli on the power jam, but down by 91 points. Long way to go in this second period.
Well, they got their skaters out there. They got a blocker advantage. They got Tannibal Lecter out there.
These are all good things if you're an Oli fan. Lead jammer and has to give up. DeBella DeBall has to go back, out of play declared. Tannibal Lecter got her head down, making her way around. Ducks to the outside, keeps it blinds. Oh my goodness. Burns the track and puts up 5 points. Oli spreading the pack out.
And the Oli wall is waiting for Olivia Shooting John there, but Olivia Shooting John's power taking them all the way up. No
pack declared. Destruction given to Sassy. High block given there, I believe, to Lindsay Loblo. But Loblo, never mind. Both jammers still trying to go around. Oh, knocked out of bounds was Tana. She calls up for another 4 points. So Oli starting to do some things right here in the second period. But I'm sure Texas is going to try and put an end to that as quick as possible.
And Mad Medic, who has decently jammer numbers, but has been stuffed pretty consistently in a Texas 4-wall, which is out there right now. They got a 42 blocker advantage. So this is going to be a really tough jam for Oli. Texas is probably going to put a handful of points on the board.
Haki, Honey, and Lil Tonka, the only blockers on the floor for Oli. Lil Tonka doing some great defensive work so far.
Yeah, nice movement there. Nice movement there, and nice holding from Haki Honey.
Mad Medic gets hit to the outside, hit to the inside, runs to the one more to beat, hit inside. Great defensive work by Texas.
Fifi Nominon's not gonna let that happen.
No.
She was like,
it's not her first rodeo.
Yeah.
Little Tonka though doing some great defense at the front.
That's darn impressive. I'm frankly surprised at how long it took Bloody Mary to get lead jammer out of that. That's great defensive work.
And now everyone from Oli back on the track. Mad Medic still not able to get through the pack.
They set up a screen there. That was 40 seconds for lead jammer on that jam. And we're still in. Looks like Mad Medic, I believe that was a forearm call.
Oh, so another power jam for Texas. Texecutioners just. Lindsay Loblo falls down and lets Bloody Mary through for another 5 points. Texecutioners keep on keeping on.
Mad Medic has 4 trips to the penalty box, which is getting very dangerous. I don't know if they can afford to put her back out there anymore.
Well, and that's just as the jammer, I believe.
Yes.
Bloody Mary trying to get around Haki Honey, now trying to get around Sassy.
That was 77 out there to,
And hits the
sorry,
front.
22 out there
Lindsay
trying to
Lobo
give a
gets
little
the national
polygon.
out the front as well.
Make it a little offensive effort, but then looks like Mad Medic's back, so they go to defense.
Go completely to defense and shut Mad Medic down. Another 3 points up there at the end for the veteran Bloody Mary.
Hannibal Lecter back with the starter helmet. Pretty much needs to be every other with her at this point.
At this point, yes, you're finding yourself down by 90 points. So they have shown flashes of brilliance, Ole, but still, Texas, a huge lead. And time starting to tick away.
And the inside, Hannibal Lecter, very quick lead jammer there.
Haas, the boss, out there with the star for the Texecutioners.
Cut track assessed somewhere.
I believe that's number 19, Molotov Impale.
You are correct. You win.
She cut her own teammate, Sarah Heupel, and Reanimator tying up in the back of the pack. Hannibal Lecter gets through, picks up 4. Haas, the boss, though, able to sneak through, pick up 1. That's what you're talking about there, Jake. Need to be better on their call-offs.
Yeah, you got to be watertight on that. You can't let any of those points sneak in.
Got to call that just a little bit earlier.
Well, you think about those opportunities, and then, you know, if Foley goes on a big run and gets it close but loses by a couple of points, those are the points right there.
Exactly. Lindsay Lobo out there to jam for Ole Rollers.
Lindsay Lobo dropped to the inside, and that's Olivia shooting John out there, muscling her way on the outside.
Good wall action for Ole at the front, blonde and bitchin'.
Wow, the power of Olivia shooting John, the power.
You know,
jammer there.
Jake, she just kept her legs moving, pumping the entire time, and that allowed her to get by. A couple of the Ole blockers' feet quit moving, and that's how they got beat. She just kept those legs pumping the entire way, shoots through, calls off the jam, 2-0 run, Texas.
Great defense and great getting the jammer out just in time to slow the bleeding on that, holding it only 2 points as quick as she got out.
But you have 1 minute worth of jam, you have another 30 seconds, you just killed a lot of time off the clock, and with this kind of lead, you can play conservative, you can pick up the 2 points, and that's gonna bring the win home to you. Remember, Texecutioners have never beat the Ole Rollers before.
Phenomenon out there jamming for Texas against Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter getting held up by that giant pack. Oh, a huge hit by Geet Gwen, backed up by Killa Kelly at the back of the pack.
And Texas just putting all their money on defense right now, as they should. Nice, careful steps from Hannibal Lecter on the inside, then jumps the outside. However, Phenomenon,
lead jammer, Texecutioners.
She powers through the front, both jammers out.
Sassy back to the sin bin yet again.
Phenomenon dances around the outside, calls it for 3.
Scare her to death out in the front, not passed. Coach for the Texecutioners out to have a couple words with Sugar Daddy. He nods.
She was like, "Will you pay for all my living expenses?" And Sugar Daddy's like, "Yes."
I am Sugar Daddy after all.
Bloody Mary.
Mad Medic.
Bloody Mad Mary Medic.
Those are the ones with stars upon ours. Mad Medic tries the outside, doesn't work, goes to the inside, ducks to the middle, now runs into a giant mass of Texecutioners.
Texas, yeah, reformed in the front there.
Just swarming on Mad Medic. But
only Reanimator to beat for Bloody Mary, and she's through. Lead jammer.
Again hammered out of bounds is Mad Medic. That time by Smarty Pants. Smarty Pants having a very good night so far.
She tends to have good nights. Smarty Pants dropping back, Mad Medic.
Reanimator, though, knocking Bloody Mary out of play, makes her go all the way back. Sassy out of the box now, trying to rejoin the pack. Both these jammers, but Mad Medic not out of the pack yet. Hasn't finished her initial pass. Bloody Mary is scoring points. Will, I'm sure, wind up with 5 after this.
Slowing down the defense. Bloody Mary, Reanimator going at it. That's an out-of-play call on Reanimator.
Reanimator has to be getting close to being in penalty trouble right now, but another 5 points on the board.
Number 19 comes in out of the penalty box and goes back in. That's Molotov Impale. Pretty instant direction of play. We have a skater down. Right now we cannot see who it is. The only skater, I believe it was...
I believe it is Mad
Medic, yeah.
I believe that was the stop block call that happened right at the very end of that. Medics are out attending to her right now.
And we were talking about big hits, hard hits, this sport changing every day. She took a little bit of a hit to the face. Her EMT assessing the situation.
Looks like she got hit in the face and perhaps a bad landing there. Tana Molecular, her teammate, also looking at her, who is also an emergency medical technician.
Try to play a match. This is very surreal.
There she is. She's up.
All right, had her bell rung a little bit. Hopefully she'll shake it off.
EMT's making sure she's good to go.
And she's up.
She's giving a thumbs up to the medic. They'll give her a thorough checkout, make sure she's not concussed and can return to play if necessary. Of course, after sitting for 3 jams, but glad to see she's all right.
We had Tana was the EMT. We have a Mad Medic. She's taken care of.
She'll be all right.
Well, no surprise that this is a hard-hitting bout. Like, we knew that coming in.
Oh, yeah. Texas has been known to be a hard-hitting team for the entire resurgence of roller derby.
Looks like Sugar Daddy's talking to Eric, Coach Feroli. I don't know what the discussion is and whether or not there was impact or difference, but it looks like Sugar Daddy is just going to keep going with that.
I have a feeling Eric may have been bringing up, hey, do you remember that player that you ejected for the stop block? So what about that one?
That was my guess, too.
Sugar Daddy, though, on the other hand, says, yes, that one was egregious. That was just simply a stop block that went wrong. I'm guessing.
Yeah. That looked like it from this angle.
Yeah.
Haas the Boss getting dropped to the inside by Lindsay Loblo.
Tana takes a hit there from Fifi Nomenon, but holds the outside line, turns on the Jets' lead jammer.
Tana Lecter's like one of the only people who get taken outside. And that's a back block on Haas the Boss. That's a power jam for, and she did not know it was a power jam. 4 points there.
I think she had not passed the foremost Texas blocker.
She's lead 3 out of 4 jams in the second half there for Tana Lecter. I don't know. I'd put her right back out there.
It is Tana. She has. They do a lot of laps at Ole. But instead, they're sticking Lindsay Loblo out to the power jam this to start off. A micro mini pack out there, 3-on-2.
And she gets through that very quickly.
Now 4-on-3 as 2 people come trailing out of the box. Looks like Molotov Impale and
wow, found a tiny little hole there between Smarty Pants and Molotov Impale.
Reanimator coming through, causing a little hate and discontent, but then dodging back.
50-50 lead jammer for the second half, so Ole have made a lot of adjustments on that end.
Molotov Impale going off for a low blow on Lindsay Loblo.
So it's not just a clever name.
No, she just gets high blocks.
Haas the Boss is back and we got a direction of play.
That's on Geek Gwen. Gwen having a strong bout out there, but going to a penalty box just a little bit too much. Lindsay Lovelo knocked outside, had picked up another 5 points. Is back again. Big hit by Reanimator.
Hasabas gets Reanimator gets an out of play signal. Hasabas gets her initial pass.
I think Reanimator arguing for a call on that one since Hasabas put her shoulder into her, but not major impact, didn't knock her down.
3 more points picked up by Lindsay Loblo on that.
Big jam for Lindsay Loblo. Only though still down by 80 points, under 17 minutes left in the second period.
It's within range, but they need a couple of big jams, and we haven't really seen any big jams this
no, I
so far.
haven't seen a couple of big jams for Texas early, but nothing for Ole. Texas playing mostly mistake-free derby right now. But here goes Tana to try and prove me wrong. Lead jammer right off the bat. Big hit by Blonde and Bitchin on Olivia Shootin'
Well, that fast pack there favors Olivia Shootin' as she's trying to dance around the blockers.
Oh, there we have a good call off, but only 1 point scored. But did manage to get her hips in front of one person, called it off, did see where the opposing jammer was.
3 jams in a row with no points for Ole.
So it finally breaks that with 1. 1 is better than 0, but not enough when you're down by almost 80 points. Texas going to try and continue Ole's losing ways there by throwing out Bloody Mary with this jammer's cap on. Lindsay Loblo out there against her.
So Ole scoreless for 3 jams. And Texas
Reanimator couldn't quite stop her. Lead jammer, Bloody Mary. Lindsay Loblo still stuck at the back. Reanimator trying to open up a hole and get around Bittercup, but no dice so far as Bloody Mary goes shooting into the back. Already scores that jammer penalty point.
Reanimator being the the default offense there for Ole.
And Lindsay Loblo cycled again to the back of the pack. Big hit by Hockey Honey, though. Bloody Mary has to cycle back herself, but Bloody Mary already on a scoring pass. Lindsay Loblo on her original hit. Gets hit by Haas the Boss. Gets hit by Smarty Pants. Finally,
Polygon in there too.
And another big hit by Bittercup. Bittercup goes down now, so no pass, no penalty. And Lindsay Loblo finally out on her initial pass. But right behind her, Bloody Mary with 5 in the air. 5 big points. Calls off the jam just as Lindsay Loblo gets to the back of the pack.
You can see Bloody Mary playing the clock there. She was looking at the timing. Killing some time off for Polygon and the penalty box.
Bloody Mary, one of the smartest players I have ever seen on the track. Knows what's going on at all times. Makes sure things get called appropriately. If you don't call off the jam as soon as she starts tapping her hips, I believe you'll hear about it.
Yeah.
But just a very, very smart player and an amazing force in roller derby.
You can hear her from a long way. Now they put Fifi Nomenon out there again with Tana Lecter. I think Texas probably doing that on purpose, not on accident.
I think you are correct. Doing a little matchup work. Sassy, the only one in front now. Sassy picked up a call on that one, and Fifi Nomenon, your lead jammer for the Texecutioners.
I believe that was a forearm on Sassy, but I'm not 100% on that. And Tana Lecter makes her initial pass.
So 3 on 3 in the pack. Fifi Nomenon making her way in and just bounces through. She was going to call it off, looks back over her shoulder, sees Tana will get through, picking up 4 of her own, decides, all right, well, I'll see, I'm half a lap ahead.
Well, they're in a position to trade laps right now. They're in a position to trade scoring passes and get, wow, both take a hit, but Tana stays on her skate for a scoring pass there.
Big hit there by Killa Kelly. Oh, and a forearm called there.
Geek Gwen.
Yeah, Geek Gwen. Again, strong game, but a lot of time in the penalty box so far tonight.
Looks like Tannibal was able to pick up 4 more out of that at the end. So that jam favors Tannibal.
176.93 though. Time running away, 12.5 minutes left, Jake.
I mean, one thing Texas could totally do right now especially with those matches. Oh, Tynable going to the penalty box for that last hit there.
Oh, goodness. That's going to be a power jam to start things off for the Texecutioners.
Olivia Shooting John taking that power jam. She likes the passive offense. I think she just likes to play.
I think you're right. Just let me skate. I'll be happy with it.
I got this. I'm good. But Texas can start pushing these jams a few more minutes. You know, they don't have to do the get through and call it. They can just, you know, let the time go. It totally favors them at this point.
And I think at this point they're just letting Olivia Shooting John out there. Not only does she like it, right now they set up for defense. They see Tannibal covering. Nice block there by Loose Bandit.
Loose Bandit.
Tannibal Lecter's out of the box, still trying to get through. Texas, fantastic job of swarming the jammer all night long.
Yeah, they're always ready for the jammer, and they're always all over them.
Another big hit by Bittercup, a fantastic bout out there, and I think Tannibal is winded.
Well, they got Diamond defense going right now in the back, holding on to her.
Just great defensive work. Now one more to beat, finally makes it out, and that is her initial pass.
10 points so far for Olivia Shooting John. She's probably sitting on at least 4 right now. Does she get? Yeah, 4 more points. That's 14-point jam for Olivia.
And great conservative play right now. No need to take chances. Just keep your game plan going. Texas just putting on an amazing show, showing what a powerhouse they are in the WFTDA.
We're all very surprised. We're not.
No. Not even a little bit.
Well, you know, that was the story. We didn't know what we were going to see out of Ole here today, especially taking on a team of Texas caliber. That's an official timeout.
Official timeout being taken. I believe we're going to see a review. I see both the captains, coaches headed out there. So if it is, we'll be hearing from Sugar Daddy here momentarily. The chants of Texas, Texas, kill, kill, kill come up in the building.
I don't know if that's a big group of Texas fans that have flown all the way out here from Austin. Or
Plan B could be a few non-Ole fans out in the crowd.
That's the other suggestion. 10 minutes, 100 points. Probably that's probably it for Ole as far as any chance for taking a victory now. From here on out, you're playing for rankings from here on out.
You're playing for rankings. You're trying to not get blown out of the water. Stop the bleeding at this point. Try and play some defense. Stop Texas from getting any big jams on you. Maybe try and play a little conservatively just to avoid the big penalties coming out.
Absolutely. That's one of their...
Keep your teammates from getting ejected.
We got Tannibal Lecter with 27 points so far in the second half, and Olivia Shooting John with 36 points in the second half.
So far, been Texas just amazing game out there tonight. Everything going according to their game plan, except that they don't have 400 points. But
yeah,
Ole has a little something to say about that.
Yeah, I didn't see this being a blowout by any means.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. This is about as far as I expected it to get, about 100 points at the extreme. And who knows, with 10 minutes left, it might get extended. It might be penalty trouble or something like that, where Texas just puts on the Jets.
Ole could also start chopping that lead down a little bit. I mean, it's not entirely out of reach, but with the current rate of play, I'm going to guess it's really close.
I think at best right now, at best, Ole can bring it back within 40 to 50 points, but I think that's the best they can hope for at this point. And that's by getting lead jammer at least half the time for the rest of the bout and keeping their skaters on track.
Staying out of the penalty box. Even that 30 seconds is enough to make that count. Especially a lot of their penalties have not benefited them. If you're going to take a penalty, make sure that penalty is worth you going off the track. Did you stop their jammer from getting lead? Did you stop them from scoring points? if there's no jammer in the pack and you're getting penalties, that is a very wasted penalty.
Phil, I've always had a huge bias against that because there's always been talk of, oh, that penalty was worthwhile. She got a penalty, but that jammer's still in the track. Well, the jammer's usually not still in the pack for another minute, you know. You have to look at the impact of the full minute. Now with 30 seconds, however, there's more potential for that penalty having an effect, but you still have to look at the whole 30 seconds. Are they starting in a blocker deficit in the next jam? Did they lose lead jammer in the next jam for that? There's a lot of different things at play.
There are variables, but you are seeing some penalties tonight that have been just blocker on blocker, no one else around, no offense, no defense, just you're going to the box for sloppy play.
Yeah.
At least with the other way, you can argue that, hey, our jammer got lead. Yeah, I wasn't here to help her get through, but at least we got lead, and we can call it off before it's going to get us in too much trouble.
Yeah, it's still a gamble.
Yeah. It's not the best way to play the game.
So
we've come a long way from the days of Joni Weston when giant elbows were an appropriate thing to do.
So there was a review. There's a information breakdown on this.
Here comes Sugar Daddy.
With a challenge from Texas on the penalty served by a skater. Hold on. The paperwork has shown discrepancy. The official review will be given back to them, and no change will occur.
All right, well, there we have it. The call stands and the point stand, 190 for Texas, 90.
All right, so I think Texas was worried about a scoring discrepancy on that, if I got that right, Jake.
I believe it was a penalty discrepancy.
Worried somebody didn't said. So everything was A-OK, so Texas gets their review back.
Everyone's out there,
Everybody's on the floor.
including Bloody Mary going up against Sassy in the front. It's number 30, Bloody Mary, against number 2, Sassy.
Blonde and bitching up, helping Sassy.
Scared to death, jamming for Oli, trying to get through the middle of the wall. Texas defense kills.
On the Oli bench, Hannibal Lecter getting looked at by the medics right now. And that can't be a good sign for Oli.
That's a bummer, man. Lead jammer, Bloody Mary.
But scared to death, able to bounce off a couple of her own players. Good pick set by Sassy and Blonde and Bitchin'.
Nice catch by Reanimator. A blocking out of bounds penalty on somebody. That was called off. Someone got a blocking out of bounds, which we don't see a lot of anymore.
Thinking it might have been Reanimator. But I did not see her go out of bounds at all on that hit.
Now, did she come in from out of bounds, which was the only thing I could think of?
That could be it. Hockey Honey out there jamming for Oli for the first time tonight.
Fifi Phenomenon out of there. There's a out of play called on somebody. It's
and Hockey Honey picking up a cutting the track and a power jam for Fifi Phenomenon.
Fifi with only 2 blockers out there, and Texas actually playing offense. That's going to be a huge scoring opportunity for them.
And 5 big points for Fifi Phenomenon.
Look who's back. Reanimator back from the grave of the penalty box to catch Fifi Phenomenon on her scoring pass.
Up there with Rage in red. Good bridging action there by number 69, Killa Kelly.
5 points, Fifi Phenomenon. 3 for 3, lead jam for Fifi Phenomenon so far.
Hockey Honey coming out of the box along with Geek Gwen.
And Texas defense just ready. Texas defense is just so
swarming
incredible.
like ants on honey.
Fifi Phenomenon just princes through the inside for 5 points.
One more to bake for Hockey Honey. She jukes to the inside, dodges outside. Now she's out there scoring pass. Phenomenon, though, coming right into the pack. Oh, takes out Reanimator, lowers the shoulder and lowers the boom, calls off the jam. Another 3 points.
Just plows through on that last pass.
18-point jam for Phenomenon. Huge jam, and that's going to take Texas over the 200-point mark. 209 now to 93.
Yeah, I think we're not seeing Tana Molector out there, and I think that's just going to have a huge impact.
I am not seeing her on the bench for the Ole Rollers right now at all.
Oh wait, no, there she is. She's back in the blocking. Yeah.
Ah. Tough as nails.
Smarty Pants out there jamming for Texas.
And lead jammer. Lindsay
Smarty Pants.
At the back of the pack trying to get her way through, but again, huge defensive swarm by Texas.
Little Tonka catches Smarty Pants with Sassy.
Oh, the Texas blockers, just Texas, block, block, block.
Ole's been scoreless in the last 3 jams. There's 5 points right there for Smarty Pants.
At this rate, there won't be either. Olivia shooting John with a big hit on Lindsay Lolo, sends her out and makes her back all the way down.
Smarty Pants just got 3 to beat in the front there.
Just 3, including Sassy, Blonde and Bitchin', and Little Tonka.
Yeah, no problem. Lindsay Loblo still in the back of that pack there.
Clockwise block called on one of those 3. Looks like Sassy, and another 5 points up in the air for Smarty Pants. 10 points so far for Smarty Pants on this jam.
Smarty Pants taxi outside, gets dropped out courtesy of Little Tonka, who gets a forearm.
Little Tonka will take her victory lap off the back. Tana back out there just at a standstill, and another 5 points. 15 points for Smarty Pants. Smarty Pants not having any fun with it at all as she grins her way all around the pack.
She should just smile more, you know? And there's Tannibal trying to hold her, but Olivia shooting John with the offense there. And a direction of play called.
And another 4 points. 19 points.
Jam.
Texas starting to put their foot across the throat of the Ole Rollers. Not letting them come back in at all. Taking complete control of this game.
There's Mad Medic who's back.
Good to see her back on the floor.
That was a 19 points natural by Smarty Pants. So there's quick outside lane opens up for Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary tried to go to the inside. That was closed. So went, where aren't their blockers? Shot the gap on the outside. Lead jammer again for Bloody Mary.
Mad Medic held up already. There's Reanimator with the drop on Bloody Mary to the outside, but she's up and at him again, Phil.
Geek Gwen out there also putting some good blocks on. Meanwhile, there's a cut call on Mad Medic. So she's going to go back, and another power jam for Bloody Mary, who had already picked up the natural Grand Slam.
And Mad Medic is already on. That's got to be her 5th trip to the box as a jammer.
I don't know if she picked up any as a blocker, but yes, 5 trips as a jammer.
Bloody Mary fighting it out.
Molotov Impale back into the sin bin for Texas.
Texas putting the hurt on. Well, you know, this is for rankings for Texas, too. The more they beat Ole by. So they're going to lay the hurt on for the rest of the bout. She calls it off. Does she call it off before Mad Medic is released? No.
No, Mad Medic does go skate back to her bench. But Texas, just a phenomenal showing. A phenomenal showing, even.
Ladies and gentlemen, both of these teams.
So just under 3 minutes left.
5 jams, Ole scoreless.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're probably going to see 2 more jams at the current rate that it's been going. So Oli could easily push us to a 50-point plus victory. Texas.
And Scared to Death manages to find a hole. Lead jammer.
All defense on Phenomenon out there.
Scared to Death coming into the back of the pack, makes contact there with Molotov Impale, and everybody on Texas goes down. Huge hit. A forearm called, though, on that hit by Killa Kelly.
This is a first lead jam in 8 jams, and Scared to Death.
Picking up the cutting the track. Now it's a power jam for Phenomenon.
So we have a minute 15 seconds left in the jam. We're going 2 minutes here. That means, unless there's a timeout called, we'll have 15 seconds left for another jam.
Oli's still with all 3 of their timeouts. We'll see if they want to have one at the end of this game or just want to get off the floor and start again tomorrow.
Nice defense there. 101 from Tannibal. Scared to Death is back, as is Killa Kelly.
Tomorrow, Texas goes on to play the Rose City Rollers.
That'll be fun.
There won't be any hits in that game at all. Be a friendly game. Texas also in the morning plays Kansas City Roller Warriors.
It'll be a tough one for Kansas City.
Oh, and Oli is playing Treasure Valley first thing in the morning.
5 more points for Phenomenon. Phenomenon back against the wall there. Scared to Death, locked down by Texas wall. 4 points were picked up by Scared to Death on that. She was on the scoring pass when she came out. 2 more for Phenomenon. We're going to have time for one more jam here.
One more final jam, I'm going to guess.
I think it's a safe bet, Phil.
Mad Medic out there for Oli.
That was their first points at 6 jams for Oli out there. Mad Medic.
Texas just manhandling Oli out there. And I believe that's Smarty Pants out there.
That's Smarty Pants. The fans love her.
I don't know why. She looks so mean.
Smarty Pants dance around one at a time.
Trying to go outside, tries to go inside again. Outside one more time, finally out of play. Lead jammer for Smarty Pants.
And it looks like Oli going offense, trying to make the opening there for Mad Medic.
Try and get some points on the board. Mad Medic, though, no dice. Just getting destroyed by the Texas defense all night long.
Smarty, 2 jams, 2 lead jams.
Now just has to get around. Does get around Reanimator. Could not get around.
Backblock picked up by Geek Gwen there.
Lindsay Loblo now has to get around at 5 big points. Time has expired on the clock.
Only making another offensive attack. And a cut track picked up by Mad Medic. That's at least 6 trips as a jammer there.
If she got any as a blocker, that means she's going to be done, will not return.
I believe she has just gotten a insubordination, gross misconduct. That's for flipping off the audience.
And that's going to be it for her. So she will have fouled out of the game. I think they're just going to let her sit in the box. There's 25 seconds left in the jam.
Yeah, now, the period clock has ended, so as soon as Smarty Pants wants to end it, she can, but she's just scoring points, and it's just helping in the rankings, so why not?
Yes. And some people might say, well, it's bad sportsmanship, but honestly, it does help in your rankings to continue to score points.
That's its own debate there. There's time. There's 5 more points.
I'm not getting involved in that. Neither is Jake right now. So that looks like the unofficial final right now. We've got Texas Texecutioners 261, Oli Rollers 97. while that's not official, Jake, I think we can call this pretty handedly for Texas.
That's a safe bet there. Yeah, no, Texas came out dominating on defense, just very, very powerful on defense. Great work for their jammers. Their jammers, all of the jammers, and they started running pretty deep in the end, were able to muscle through that Ole defense. Ole with some adjustments to make. They made some, but I mean, here's the thing. You're going up against the #2 team in the world.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be easy. They're not going to make it easy on you.
No, and they did not. Texas dominating this entire game from start to finish. Amazing work by the Texecutioners out there. Ole, though, putting up a good, and I think answered some questions, but left a lot more questions out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got more to see from them in the future. I know they don't like losing. I know they want to go to the chalkboard and see what they can take from this.
Oh, definitely.
So this is just the beginning for Ole, I think.
It's a work in progress. This is both of these teams' first games, I believe.
All righty,
season
Phil.
show. Jake, amazing game. We'll be back tomorrow with more action here from Eugene, Oregon and the Big O.
We are going to check in with our good friends at the Derby Deeds desk and some words from our sponsors.
You're watching Wftda.tv.
Dang, Mo. I've been seeing the same old boring commercials during the tournaments.
Man, I haven't seen Captain Antic and Boy Records forever. I wonder what they've been up to.
I really wish they would bring us something all new. Captain Antic, I think we've been gone too long.
Boy Reckless, I think it's time for something all new.
I think it's time to get our wad on.
This is how I do all new.
This is how I do all new.
All new.
All new.
All new.
All new.
All new.
All new. All new.
This commercial is brought to you by Green Monster Roller Sports
CrossFit Denton.
and Derby Skids.
You're watching Wftda.tv.
They told us to just sell skates online. You won't have any overhead. Put some skulls in your advertising, you'll make a mint. That was never our plan. Our plan was to make a store where all day we are fitting skaters, fixing skates, teaching customers, and putting the best gear on their bodies. Before we put 3 W's in front of our name, we made sure we had hundreds of happy customers come through our doors. We're not just Derby owned, we're Derby dedicated. Fast Girl Skates.
You're watching Wftda.tv.
My name is Brenda Gold, and I've been at Rydell for 36 years almost. Everything is done by hand, basically. just one pair actually going through at a time then. And some of them are multiple colors where it'll have 5, 6 colors, metallics, the different colored full grains, you name it. Some of them are pretty wild. To me, the skaters are really important because that's what keeps us going here. It's the consumer or the skater that decides, okay, is it good enough for me or not? We want them to be happy, that's for sure.
I really feel like the Q6 is made for roller derby. The Aquatech molding system is really easy to use, and once you've molded them, like the feel of it is just unbelievable. It literally has everything.
After they bring it up, I don't know what you're talking
about.
And
as a result, my edge work has improved, my blocking and control has improved.
My favourite thing about the insole is that it's contoured to the shape of my foot, which basically means that instead of controlling the boot with the ball of my foot and my heel, I am now controlling the boot with my entire sole of my foot.
It's the kind of boot that will give you that edge at a really competitive level.
124.
Okay, I think we're almost
38, 124.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Derby Deeds event desk here at the Big O, brought to you by Adam Wheels and the new Boom Wheels lineup that you can find at your local roller derby skate shop.
Boom!
I'm Megatron, I'm joined as usual by Pitch It. We have Teeny Mussolini, Ophelia Mellons, and Smarty Pants from Texas. Hi, Smarty Pants. You guys had an amazing game that we just witnessed. Final score, 261 to 97, still up on the scoreboard. And how do you feel after playing that game?
I feel pretty good about that game. It's personally the best game that I've had against Oli, and probably my team's had against Oli.
Well, can we back up just 1 second?
Yeah, definitely.
What did you think going into it?
You know, we had no idea at all. All we had was the prep work that we'd been doing at home. And we've been doing a lot of work at home since Gotham in November. And so we just went home and pushed up our sleeves and just started to work and put our heads down and be very thorough about it. And, you know, that's what we knew, that we'd been putting in a lot of track time and thinking a lot about the game and how we wanted to play it. As in regards to what Oli was going to show up with, you know, you never know what Oli's going to show up with. And that's what makes them so much fun to watch and learn from and play against, you know.
For better or for worse, they're a crowd favorite, one way or the other.
Yeah, around here, yeah. Now, what you guys have been doing on the web call and the house call is a ton of stats, and you were our stats runner for this game. So what were you guys looking at up there on the desk?
You know, I took a lot of jammer stats, and right off the bat, I can tell you a huge difference for Texas was that Oli had 13 jammer penalties. 7 of those came in the first half, the rest in the second, pretty evenly split. Mad Medic getting really close to fouling out with 6. Oli only had 6.
Texas?
Yes, Texas only had 6 jammer penalties. 4 of those came in the first half, 2 in the second. Solid, clean. Lead jammer percentage for most of the second half, for the third quarter of the game, I would say it was 50-50 lead jammer. Oli had a run of 3 or 4 jams where it was scoreless. Texas had a run of 3 or 4 jams where it was scoreless, and then basically got 9 out of 10 lead jammers in the last quarter of that game, and it just locked it down. Defense, defense, defense. It was really intense. I was impressed by Oli, how slow they managed to keep it. I mean, it was at a snail's pace, and it was boom, 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 boom the entire time. I was impressed to see Killa Kelly out there, my former teammate, and she looks great. Yeah. So, I mean, they look good. Lots of aggression coming from Oli as expected. Sportsmanship, you know, big hit by Reanimator in the beginning of the game. I think sending a message to Fifi early on didn't stop Fifi at all. No. Just killer blocking, and then picking up the, you know, jammer had a few times in the second half, got lead jammer 3 out of 4 of those times.
Yep.
Overall, like top scorers, OSJ, Smarty Pants over here scored 34 points in 2 jams that she played and got a lead jam in both of those. So that's the story of the game. Tana basically went every other jam. Yeah. Her stats are going to be way high. Having served a couple penalties, she will have jammed for over 50% of that game, and she scored 59 out of their 97 points today.
I mean, really that period that you spoke to where Oli sort of faltered as far as lead jammer and scorelessness was a period where it looked like Tana needed a moment on the bench. She wasn't on the floor for a bit.
There's 8 jams. The last 8 jams of the game, Oli scored 4 points.
Wow.
Shut the door, right there.
Well, and one of the things that we saw was that when Tana would go out and jam, she would get lead jammer, and she would score points. And then Fifi Nomenon came in, and she jammed against Tannable, and she got lead. And it was impressive because you were commenting on it looked like that was the first time that Tana had not gotten lead jammer.
Yeah, I mean, in my not keeping, taking notes down, I think it goes back to what Jake had mentioned earlier about adjusting your lineup to the personnel on the floor, and I think the adjustment was made. Fifi was having success against Oli's most successful jammer in the game, so they adjusted and it changed things a little bit.
Texas playing offense, even if it's just a quick punch, in those last 8 jams where Oli only scored 4 points, Texas in 5 out of 8 of those jams put double digits up.
Yeah.
So they were playing offense, and that was killer.
Well, and you mentioned the shift in the dynamic of the way that the teams were playing in the second half.
I did. Maybe I'll ask you about that. Something I noticed in the start was pretty aggressive offense from you all. And then it, I think, slowed as Oli pushed the pace. I saw a shift to a more, what I would say, passive offense. Okay. What were you all working on offensively specifically? I saw some shifts there.
Well, I can't tell you exactly because I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, this is on camera. We're going to have...
I'll have to kill everybody.
Texas, kill.
It's funny that we had a very strategic plan and we stuck to it for the first 10 minutes, and then after the first 10 minutes we changed what our gameplay was going to be. And that also goes for our jammer rotation, so we knew exactly who we were rotating in, who we were rotating out. So for us, any changes that you saw on the track were very meaningful and purposeful and planned, and we would have done them regardless of what the score was.
Yeah. Having said that, what does the halftime conversation sound like?
Our halftime conversation was very calm, and it was, we're doing good, but we could do better, basically. And that's basically going to be what we say all season. We're doing good, but we could do better. You
went into the half leading 124-48.
Yes.
So roughly 70-point lead, and you ended 261-97. So my math is
we done better.
Things. It's good.
We got more points.
They did good.
The halftime speech worked. We're doing good. We could do better.
Math-wise, we did well. We got an A+.
Yes,
you would know.
Yes, I'm a smarty pants.
Kansas City and Rose City tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. So excited.
Kansas City doesn't look like they brought a lot, but Rose City.
Both teams brought what they have to bring, and we're going to take both games incredibly seriously. So, we're not concerned about how Kansas played against Rose today or how Rose played against Philly today. We're going to assume that each team is going to come prepared tomorrow with their game day plan, and they're going to approach us as we're going to approach them. And, we're not going to lay down until the games are over.
Well, I just want to say I think you guys have the best defense in the game. I think, Denver's known for having great defense as well. But something I noticed that you team specifically do better and different from other people is when you do get the force out and you do the run backs, and traditionally, teams are very capable of doing, 10, 10, 10, 20. You guys don't bridge that far back. You send 1 or 2 people, it's a shorter bridge, and you snap together faster than anyone
Well, think about
it.
Why do we hit people out of bounds? We hit people out of bounds because we want them to have less time on the track or less time to score. And so if you can do that with a very thorough wall, just as easily as you can do that with running back on someone, then, do it in whichever way that you prefer.
Yeah, you're together faster than anyone out there.
I think I see a lot of adjustments to play, not that you're not playing hard, but I see those little minute adjustments play smarter, not harder in those moments. The patience in your walls is, it rattles, I think, your opponents.
Yeah. Well, it's only, I don't know, what month is this? May?
So, yeah, May.
So we're not looking to peak right now. We're looking to peak come regionals, and then we're looking to leave that behind and really peak in October. So, we're just playing around. We're fidgeting. We're fumbling. We're kind of
figuring
tweaking.
it out.
Yeah, we're seeing what we want to do.
I think one of the important things to mention, though, is that with the ranking system the way it is, the point score, the point differential
matters.
Is very important when it comes to where your ranking is going to be. So.
Yeah, so, when we're stepping out on the track, we're very, very aware of what we need to walk away with.
Yeah.
We're not overly concerned, but we do definitely, we're facing the facts, and we know that if we want that #1 seed going into regionals, or divisionals, that we need to, get a certain point spread.
Right, and it's not just a win-loss anymore.
No, no more.
This is out there.
Okay.
The Hydra this year.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah, you know, that Hydra Cup, it looks heavy. So I'm so happy that I have such a strong crew of teammates because we're going to use both of our arms to raise it up above our head come October.
It's nice.
And, you know, we're going to take it home and maybe I'll sit in Hydra's living room for a little while.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be a really cool place
Bring it back
to sit. Yeah, we are so stoked. This is my 4th season on this team. And I remember the first time I watched them play, and I also remember the game in Chicago when I decided I wanted to start playing flat track. And everyone looked like they were having such a good time. And it was watching Texas play. And, man, it's such a cool team. I'm the luckiest player in the world.
I think one of the things that I'm interested in seeing tomorrow when you guys play Rose City is playing against Belle Star.
Yeah, you know, playing against Belle. Belle is such a strong player, you know. I always had a hard time getting past her, for sure. You know, I'd like pee myself a little bit every time I ran into her.
Is it because she's making you laugh or because she's putting her booty in your gut?
A little bit of both. So, yeah, it'll be fun to play Belle. She's just looking so good. Like, she's really developed even further being in Portland. And it'll be fun to play Mercy and Scald and, you know, see what they have to bring to the table. You know, Mercy, Scald, you know those two? No.
Never heard of them.
That one person, Scald Siegel?
Bald Beagle, I thought it was.
I think it's Scald Siegel. No experience, right?
Oh, Gauntlet Pro.
Wow, I love it. I love it.
It's not Mercy, it's Forgiveness. What is it?
Oh.
So anyway, but you know, I think I probably need to catch my ride back to the hotel. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for sitting down
with us. Thanks for all your support. Yeah, my complete pleasure.
Good luck tomorrow. Try and come back and talk to us tomorrow.
You know, I don't need luck. I just need my game day hat on.
Right on.
So
Right
there
on.
you go. All right. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Cheers.
Let's hit on the other games that were happening on the track. Tucson versus Humboldt was happening on track 2 while this game was going on. And very interesting first half in that one. Tucson was losing in the first quarter 18-49. Humboldt had that 18-49 lead. And then Tucson turned it around, had a 69-9 point scoring run, bringing it 94-56 at the half. And that's an amazing turnaround for Tucson. They ended up winning that game 172-131 on track 2. And then on track 3, Bridgetown took on Drive-By.
Still happening. Drive-By having a struggle with Bridgetown. And they are using every possible method they can to stop the game and talk about the officiating. So there's some problems going on over there that way. But the game's still happening. When we last checked, it was 113-83 for Bridgetown. We'll see how that one turns out. We'll let you know in the morning.
Speaking of in the morning, right here, 9 a.m. Saturday morning, track 1, Tucson versus Old Reekie. So one of the international teams that's come from Scotland. Track 2, Ole, who played just now. They're taking on Treasure Valley from Boise. I think that's going to be very interesting. I think Treasure Valley has their work cut out for them, as we saw tonight.
Certainly.
And then 9:30.
They have some standouts that are really going to give Tana and some of those girls some trouble. That's a game worth watching.
And I'm interested to see how Ole adjusts penalty-wise for tomorrow's game, specifically on the jammer side.
And then track 3, we've got men's action, Deep Valley versus Bridgetown. So Portland's team that's playing right now, they're going to play 9:30 tomorrow morning on track 3, Deep Valley. We are going to be here after every game on track 1. We're going to be giving you, if not an in-depth breakdown, we're going to be talking about scores from all across the Derby community. And we've got beach brawl scores that are coming into us. We've got teams that are all over the place playing this weekend. So we're going to bring you updates as we get them.
Yay, roller derby.
And yeah, it's an amazing weekend. Happy first day of the Big O. And from the derbydeeds.com events desk here at the Big O, brought to you by Adam Wheels. Thank you very much to Adam Wheels and the Boom Wheels lineup that you can find at your roller derby skate shop. I'm Megatron.
I'm Pitchit.
I'm Teeny.
I'm Just Melons.
Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you tomorrow morning here at the Big O.